What's up, you guys? I'm Austin. I make videos every day. There's just a couple quick things I want to put out there on what's expected on being a full-time artist, or if you're interested, or if you just are curious and want to know. Expect a lot of improv work when it comes to your work itself, selling your work, talking to people. You're gonna have to be a business owner at heart, or a business Mongol minded type person, a ruthless person when it comes to uh, people's opinions, being shot down, uh, being in people's face with stuff that they don't care to see. I'm a very in your face type artist. Not meaning like look, but I do a lot of pop up events. I do a lot of things like that because that's what works best for me. I don't do commission work anymore. I suggest staying away from commissions unless that's something it could work for you. I can't speak for everybody, but I just stay away from it. It's a very toxic workplace, and people now, especially now, are expecting um, very cheap rates. And with AI, people feel like they can just create it themselves digitally. So another thing that really works for me is just if you do pop-up events, they really work. Stay away from antique malls. I've put my work in antique malls, and you know what sells in them joints? Antiques. So just stay away from that unless you have video games or movies. That kind of stuff sells. Um, really just expect a lot of emotion to come your way for no reason. A lot of people can take your work out of context or get offended. And I say that because a lot of my, not a lot, but I have some paintings that have cut out Playboys in their mixed media, so they may show a nipple or two. I've had parents jump down my throat about I should know better than to bring that stuff to certain events. Now, this was no Catholic meetup. This was a farmer's market art event, specifically for art. So I just let her feel like she was right. The customer's always right. So I just let her feel like she was right and kept going. My customer service face is A1. I suggest you get a thick skin. And honestly, expect to starve a little bit. I know a lot of people on YouTube are like, oh, it's glitz and glamour. Here's my first month sales. No one has a button press. No one has a sticker machine. Nobody has thousands of dollars to put into starting up their own art career. Especially if you're just winging it with what you got, which is kind of what I did, regrettably. All you can do is just utilize the stuff that you do have. And if you don't have much, I suggest don't even starting. To be honest, just starting to be an artist right now is so, I always suggest people to become an artist. I can never say not to, but at this point in time, don't, because it's a very stern market when it comes to trying to sell your work. A lot of people are very frugal right now. So you got to take the obvious things you think would sell. Not everyone is willing to buy your MF Doom painting. All right? Not everyone is willing to buy a painting of Mac Miller. So you kind of have to cater to certain audiences, which really takes away from the art. So I know I'm ranting a lot, but this is really how you sell your art, your one-of-a-kind pieces in this market. You have to cross-platform post. You post on everything possible, and you really have to utilize the internet. A lot of my sales have came from the internet. And who you least, because I have no internet following at all. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, you name it. I have no following worth of crap. So I've been recently trying to put my stuff out there more. Definitely wait till you have a portfolio. I know you probably heard that a lot and are going duh, but wait till you have a portfolio, and I'm talking at least 40 pieces. So it's enough to fill your car, right? And you have to really work these social media sites. You have to post and then repost. And then if it doesn't get enough traction, you have to do it again. Now, keep in mind, these are all time-killing entertainment apps, right? People aren't going on them to shop. I know a lot of them are trying to cater to selling you shit, but like honestly, nobody's going on these sites to purchase things. This isn't the same anymore. The algorithm for Instagram is completely trashed. The algorithm for YouTube is all how-tos and video advice, stuff like this. So it's a very hard market to promote your stuff now. And the easiest way to do it is to go against the grain, because that's really that uneasy feeling you have the first day on the job, the first day of school type feeling that you have. You have to capitalize on that feeling. You have to get used to feeling like, how am I gonna make my rent? You have to be hungry, and you have to have the drive. You have to be willing to do this shit all day long. I don't want to drive and go hang out with my friends. I don't want to go do this because I ain't got the money, the gas. Keep all that stuff in mind. Keep all that stuff in mind. You're grown. And you have free will. That's the hardest part, is that we all have free will, and the God-given ability to get up and do whatever you please is tempting. And you have to be strict, and you have to get used to the stern market and be stern yourself and go against the grit and do this every single day. And for those who are doing it every single day, please comment below. I want to know. I want to go to your channel and check your stuff out. I love seeing other channels, other small channels, uniting and getting together and like really starting conversation. So that's really what this video is for, is just like start conversation, because I want to hear other people. How do you sell your artwork? Like, what works best for you? I've tried everything. I've tried garage selling, like selling my stuff in a garage sale. I've tried farmers markets. I've tried thrift stores. I've tried cross-platforming eBay. I've tried Macari. I've tried Craigslist. Believe it or not, Craigslist really hit for me a few years ago. I had like 10 sales on Craigslist in 1 year, just on Craigslist. So I haven't since. Everything's been really dead and stale. But my number one suggestion is doing a pop-up event. Look at your local stuff. If you have to drive a little out of your way, definitely save up to do that, to fund that, because it really will pay off, and you'll be shocked on the amount of people. You could do stickman drawings. There is going to be a market for you. If you go to these pop-up art events, which I'm blessed to be in a bigger city, and we have them at least once a month, or at least once or twice every other month. So you have a way to really put your stuff in there. I don't do galleries. Don't do galleries unless you're willing to sell your work for 40 to 60% more than what it's actually worth. So let's just say you have a $100 painting. You have to sell that for at least $240, $250, because you're not going to touch that 100 after the gallery takes their claim. So it's a very tricky market. I price my stuff very competitively. I price my stuff to where, because I don't believe in that you have to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to have a painting in your house. That's ridiculous. However, there is value in your work, and I suggest pricing your work per square inch. I charge $2 per square inch. Now, mind you, if it's anything bigger than like yay big, I just have like a flat cutoff rate, because I don't sell my original pieces for 20 and under anymore. I'm not 16. Prints are something that I suggest getting into, but again, you're diving down a rabbit hole. You have to have an audience that wants your works. Now, I suggest having 5 prints of every original that you have, that you take to these pop-up events, because yes, you do need to have way up here painting that's worth $800, and you have a print of that same painting for $50, $60, $70, you know. Now stickers, buttons, that's something that I'm personally working towards getting closer to, because that is something that I've had hundreds of people go, if that was a sticker, I'd buy it. And it's just that impulse buy. You want to suck in the impulse buys. That $5 here and there, that adds up quick. It adds up very quickly, and you'll be shocked by how much you make from stickers. I used to make stickers by hand and then hand press them and everything. This was years ago though. And I only sold to like friends, family, but I've witnessed very strong movements on buttons and stickers and stuff like that. I've even seen people use Amazon. I personally hate using Amazon if I have to, but if you do use it, they have custom stickers basically you can use through Amazon instead of going to like an actual place that makes them. But I like to shop local, so I personally spend an extra $20 to $30 per order and do it locally. That would be the best way to do it. But again, you're talking hundreds of dollars and getting that slow nickel. So you have to have a big upfront cost or payment in order to slowly make it back. So if you're just starting out, I don't suggest jumping straight into that unless you already have the funds and everything set aside, obviously. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to go over a couple of things with y'all. Kind of a rant, but I'm in the studio, so thanks for checking in with me. I hope everybody's doing all right. Comment below what y'all doing right now, and I'll comment back. I love y'all.